What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
It's JamesShoot.com,
and we are here for part 2. We're entering the Potterverse.
The Wizarding World, as they like to call it.
J.K. Rowling brings us
Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald. Or Grindelwald, however you want to say it. Yeah, so J.K. this time. I don't think she was the full screenwriter on the first movie.
No,
but
she was not. But
she
this
is the full screenwriter on this time. So she's leaving.
Can't stop, won't stop.
She is leaving the books behind and saying, "I'm going to become a filmmaker." This brings me back to a movie called The Counselor, when a very great author decided to take it upon themselves to write a movie, and it turned out quite off. But hopefully...
The best part of The Counselor was Penelope Cruz.
Hopefully, Crimes of Grindelwald will give us something a little bit better than The Counselor. But you are going to be watching Widows, which we reviewed.
You can watch that review actually right now.
So I'm going to talk about Fantastic... Oh, actually, first, did you like the first Fantastic Beasts movie?
Here's the reality, okay?
Yeah, here's the reality.
Harry Potter, part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. None of them were like, oh my, for me.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not disrespect or shade toward anybody who is a big Potterhead.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. And if you are a Potterhead, then more love to you.
Yeah.
But none of them were really like these. It was, I watched all of them in the theater, and I had to watch all of them in the theater, but none of them for me were like, oh my gosh, this is like, you know, like,
yeah.
Except for the last one. That one was exciting because I knew it was the last one, part 2 of Deathly Hallows.
Yes.
And then so when they came out, you know, when you pull a dump truck into someone's garage, you know, and you're Warner Brothers pulling a dump truck full of money, and you're like, dude, just keep on making more. And then J.K. Rowling decides to do more. I personally did not like this first...
Fantastic Beasts.
Thank you. I personally did not like this first Fantastic Beasts at all. Like, at all, dude. So I'm very excited to hear your
dislike
review.
button is being hit right now. I can hear it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. But I'm really excited to hear what your thoughts are.
The truth is, I'm the same way. While I think that some of the Harry Potter movies are quite good, I think there are a few that are quite bad too. But I think the problem is that they all blend together. They all eventually felt like the same movie. And then moving on to Fantastic Beasts, we have something where we really don't have source material. Now we're just going to try to milk this cow until it runs out. And I have to tell you that I'm with you. I really did not like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I didn't think the movie had really...
I thought it was boring.
Charismatic. It was very drab. It was very boring. And I didn't think that the story was all that great or interesting for me to kind of continue and follow up. You know, I think obviously the big, which I would assume is not a spoiler now, the emergence of Johnny Depp to be Grindelwald, and now we continue that story also with Flash, Ezra Miller going on, and you know, coming into the sequel, I was a bit hesitant because already going into this, and now knowing that knowing that there's 5 planned, we know we're just kind of building towards something. And I will say that after seeing this movie, I was incredibly disappointed. I don't think this movie is necessarily worse than that first movie. But I think it's about the same. It is boring, it is drab, it is dreary, it is all over the place. Most of the movie really kind of revolves around, this is this guy's story. Oh no, wait, this is the real story. Oh no, wait, this is the story. And after hearing so many origin stories, you're just kind of like, okay. You know, at least the first movie had the quirky, kind of crazy animals and beasts that we get to meet. And while there are a few here, it doesn't feel like that at all. We get a snake
in this one, right? An Asian snake? Isn't that what I seen in the trailer?
An Asian
girl?
Snake?
Yeah, she's an Asian girl, Korean.
Oh, yeah. And then the big thing is this... The big thing is this huge, like, cat dragon-like creature, and that is quite interesting in itself. But it really doesn't have enough to sustain. I think the problem is that the story is all over the place. The CGI doesn't look great. The opening sequence is one of the most atrocious visual fighting sequences that I've ever seen. It is so hard to follow. It is so poorly choreographed. It looks terrible. And I think there are some major points in the movie where it just doesn't look very good. I think also, the characters have no chemistry. This movie has no charisma. There really isn't anything offering me to keep watching, and I think to me that's probably the biggest problem. There's nothing there for me to grasp onto. As I was leaving, there were people in robes having their wands pulled that looked disappointed. While I know this movie is going to make a ton of $1 million over this here weekend, millions and millions and millions of dollars over this weekend.
Potentially even 100
I think they said like they're quite up there.
Potentially.
I know that we're going to get another
obviously.
sequel, but unfortunately it doesn't deserve one because
Hey, let me ask
these
you
are
this.
not good.
This isn't a spoiler. So at the end of part 2, did it set up a part 3?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so no need from there. And then do you think at the end of part 5, right? Do you think that it's going to be like a huge like nod to like Harry Potter? Is that where you see it like find the kid with the with the lightning?
I mean, yeah.
Is that what it was?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I keep thinking we're going to do that already. Like in this movie, I immediately assume that we're going to connect to Harry Potter world, and I guess because in my ignorance, like I have no idea where I'm sure all the real like fan, the fandom is like, okay, no, this is this timeline, so we have all these events. Yeah. But no, and to be honest, I mean, I could tell that this one depended on the Harry Potter movies a lot more. Going back to Hogwarts in this movie got a huge pop. Seeing Dumbledore actually in Hogwarts teaching is like a big thing for people. There are a couple characters who are mentioned in there. Get this, like not even like a character in the movies, but mentioned like in a book or in a class, and people roared when some of these characters like were on screen. Yeah, like I don't want to. Well, I won't spoil it. And no one really. I mean, maybe actually, because their purpose eventually becomes much bigger. But this one character is really famous, and I didn't know who he was, and I had to ask Samantha, and she had told me like what eventually he does, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess.
But the theater was on fire.
The theater was on fire because they were like, oh my God, it's that guy,
See,
but it's so funny. They were so on fire for that because it reminded them of Harry Potter. But the next scene when like Johnny Depp and other characters were talking, they were like, not actually, but I felt you could just feel the energy drop. And like without the nostalgia of Hogwarts and dun 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 dun, without that, the energy is just not there.
How did you feel Johnny Depp did?
You know what's weird is I keep hearing all these people come out being like, Johnny Depp's return to form. This is a great performance. Yeah. Dude, the guy's in it for like maybe 15 minutes and he's not doing anything spectacular. I mean, honestly, we've had many talks about Johnny Depp. I'm a big fan. Yeah, and I'm not against the guy, but the dude eventually stopped trying to act and really just started playing dress up. And yes, he has contact lenses, his hair is dyed, but he's just talking in this movie. I mean, in reality, like the main part of the whole climax of this movie is him lecturing to a bunch of people, and there is some underlying political commentary that kind of compares him to like a Hitler or like a major fascist, and all the bad wizards are going to be kind of like Nazis. Like there's this whole like idea that's kind of in there like half-assed, excuse my French, and it's just a mess, and it's just boring. Like there's nothing great about that world to pull you in. I mean, at least with Harry Potter, there's some comedy, there's some charisma. Harry and all they have great chemistry. Eddie Redmayne in this movie, and the love triangle that he's in. I mean, you don't believe that anyone's in love with anybody in this movie. Everyone is there for the check, and they're going home. Everyone is just kind of like so I mean, just as drab and dreary as like the grayscale brown background, and that's just how the whole movie feels. I'm sure I'm going to catch a lot of flack, but I can't wait to talk about this movie with all of you guys because I love, arguing. But yeah, this one was rough for me, and I'm waiting for the one that makes me go, this is the one, But I don't know. I feel like they are too far gone now.
You know what? That's the reality. We also did a review for Liam Neeson and Viola Davis's new film Widows.
Yeah, from Steve McQueen. Make sure to go check that out.
And then we're not actually doing next Thursday because
it's
Happy
Turkey
Thanksgiving
Day
to everybody.
What's your favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving?
I mean, I hate to say it. Oh no, that's not true. Well, is it?
I would be shocked if your favorite thing was the turkey.
My favorite thing is if the gravy's done right.
Okay.
If it's made from the drippings.
I would say mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah,
I would have guessed for you.
If you do the gravy right, it's so good. It's so good.
It's really all about the sides.
I love sides.
My favorite part of Thanksgiving is actually like 11 o'clock on Thanksgiving when you bust out the bag of like leftover turkey and you get the Hawaiian rolls. Oh, yeah, that's where you go, man. The leftover sandwiches. And then I watch The Wizard of Oz every year, which is always fun.
On Thanksgiving?
Yeah, because
I don't think I knew that.
That's when it used to air on television every year.
They don't anymore?
Before we had home video. No, it's on there sometimes, but I pull out the Blu-ray and pop it in and have my sandwich and I watch The Wizard of Oz.
And your family's there?
No one's up usually at that point. It's
Oh,
kind
it's
of
you.
yeah, everyone passed out from all the whatever,
food coma.
whatever it is, yeah, from the turkey, and I'm just kind of by myself and I'm on round, you know.
But you love it.
Yeah, oh, of course, yeah, it's nice. You know, what a better way to end the day than to watch Wizard of Oz and eating a turkey sandwich.
And because that's Thursday, the 2 days prior to that, on
That's right,
Tuesday,
that's why we're talking about this.
we're going to be doing the premiere of
Creed 2. Creed and Drago, literally number 2. The second time those two names meet in a boxing ring.
And if that's too serious for you, we got a lot of fun coming up with
Ralph Breaks the Internet, sequel to the beloved animated movie Wreck-It Ralph. This time we have Sarah Silverman and John C. Reilly going into the internet. Hopefully they are much more creative than the Emoji Movie, which kind of tried to do the same thing. I'm sure we'll get a lot of product placement, but I'll forgive it if it's really good. And I'm excited to see all the Disney princesses.
all in 3D.
All in 3D and all together for once in one setting.
Pocahontas.
This is going to be
Mulan.
groundbreaking. So either way, you have plenty of options to check out.
Theater's
Next
just loud
Tuesday.
today.
It is loud. It's bumping here. Everyone's here for Crimes of Grindelwald or Widows, but I'm glad. I always like to see a full theater.
Love it all. Yeah.
Text this guy for tickets next Tuesday, 10 o'clock.
Or comment
702.
3485618.
Yeah, comment below like he said. But until then, we'll see you on Tuesday.
ChasingCinema.com is known as
The Film Lovers website.